It's it's difficult to find a word. It's difficult to draw down the right words when it comes to speaking in a Makam Kadosh. But there's one nakuda that I want to try and bring out from what the Zohar Kadosh means to me. The Zohar Kadosh is a culmination of the pasuk V'nahar yoytze mi'eden lahashkos hasagan. There are two stages in human experience. There's Gan Eden and there's outside of Gan Eden. Gan Eden, where a person is in a place of unity and a person is in a place of clarity. And then there's outside of Gan Eden, where a person is no longer in a place of unity and no longer in a place of cohesion. And every split between our functioning and our dysfunctioning titters on that edge between Gan Eden and outside of Gan Eden. And we live with the knowledge, the split screen of knowing that we have a place back in Gan Eden, but also knowing that we find ourselves out of Gan Eden. And the Torah describes that edge, that midline that separates the inside and the outside, as the lahat hacheref hamisapeches, as the fiery rotating sword. Now this fiery rotating sword creates a certain perspective in life of doubt. Because a sword is only one piece of metal, but when it rotates, it begins to appear as if it's covering the entire territory. But you know at the same point that the sword is only in one point. So you're always wondering, can I enter back in right now or will I get hurt? Can I enter back into Gan Eden consciousness or is the sword going to get me? So we remain stuck because of this confounding and confusing self-struggle with belief in my rightfulness to enter back into Gan Eden versus my rightful place in the dumps outside of Gan Eden. And we live very often spending so much of our lives just hanging out on that liminal threshold of inside and outside and never really being in either of them. In Torah Shebechsav, the Jewish people experienced this process. In Torah Moshe, Klal Yisrael were in or they were out. And Hashem was angry and then he would forgive. And through the koach of the tzaddik, through Moshe Rabbeinu, he would always get Hashem to realize that no, you're not really angry because you love the Jewish people more than anything imaginable. But Torah Shebechsav, Torah Shebechsav is a world of being inside or outside. There was Gan Eden and there's outside of Gan Eden. The world of the Zohar HaKadosh comes to fix that misnomer. The world of the Zohar HaKadosh, which comes to explain the essence of what the Torah is, the inner meaning of the psukim. For Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, yes, there's an inside of Gan Eden and an outside of Gan Eden, but there's a Nahar Hayoytze mi'Eden. There's a river that flows forth from Gan Eden. Meaning to say that even though we're outside of Gan Eden, nevertheless, if we allow ourselves to connect and be mitdavek to the thread of light that still connects us to Gan Eden, then we drag Gan Eden outside of Gan Eden to ourselves. We draw down Gan Eden into our minds. In Talmud Bavli, which is the explanation of the externality of the psukim and the way we function, so over there we refer to Olam Haba, the future world that will eventually arrive. But in the Zohar HaKadosh, we have Alma Da'asi, a world that is perpetually arriving. Alma Da'asi Tadir, meaning to say that there are drip drops coming out of Gan Eden at every moment that a person taps into Pnimius, that we actually drink from the sweet nectar of Gan Eden. There were hints to this in Torah Sheba'al Peh. When the Kever would leave one another in brachos, what would they say? So one of the answers that the tzaddikim would say to one another is, Olamecha tira b'chayacha. You should be blessed to see your world in your days. The secret of the Zohar HaKadosh is that that's right now. With Rabbi Shimon in the world, with tzaddikim in the world, with Moshe Rabbeinu in the world, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the world, Arizal in the world, Baal Shem Tov in the world, Rabbi Nachman in the world, tzaddikim amitim in the world. We have the ability of drawing down the Nahar HaYotzei mi'Eden and living as if we're still in Gan Eden. That's what Pnimius is. That's what the Zohar HaKadosh is. Bahai Safri Yafkin Megalusa Barachman. This book will bring you out of exile. It will bring us out of exile by Mashiach actually arriving, but it also brings us out of exile of being outside of Gan Eden every moment, because when I'm learning the Zohar, I'm tasting the Nahar Yoytze mi'Eden. Lahashkos Sagan. What's the Gan? What's the Gan of this world? Rabbi Nosson says, Hayoshevet Baganim, Genusa de Alma. the filth of the world. Kamoshel HaMelech sharatza livnos es armono ba'ashba. Tachlis dira b'tachtoinim mamish. Chutz min Gan Eden. It's specifically there that we reveal the light of Gan Eden. Specifically in the outside. That's the avodah of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Mar is from the language of marirus, bitterness. When will the bitterness go away? When will the gnus of this world, the filth of this world, of being outside of Gan Eden, the ifusha dahaya alma, the suffocation of this world, when does it go away? Through Pnimiyas HaTorah. Through the Nahar HaYotzei Mi'eden Lahashkos Hasagan, the Nahar HaYotzei Mi'eden comes into the mind and it goes down the spine. It's our bodily orientation in this world. To own the body. That's the light of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Torah Shebechsav is the soul. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, let's bring the light down into the body, outside of Gan Eden. We were just talking, Rabbi Shimon is osios, Rashbi is osios, yesh bar. Bar means outside. There's toch, there's inside, and there's bar, which is outside. Rabbi Shimon is a tzaddik who says, yesh bar, yesh bachutz ba'olam. There's something outside of Gan Eden. Yesh bar, I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to look at the klipa. Who, like Rabbi Shimon, makes the Sitra Achra seem like it's something real, only to poke a hole in it and reveal that it's not real. We don't talk like that. We don't talk of demons, and we don't talk of kolchos, of concealment. Hashem is here, there, everywhere. We know that. So why is Rabbi Shimon always talking about the other side and darkness? It's only to reveal that even that is a joke. It's all a joke. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai sits to reveal that the outside of the world, the thickness of this world, is ultimately a garden, if we allow the Nahar HaYotzei Mi'eden to come down. So Rabbi Shimon says, yesh bar. Where does Rabbi Shimon learn this from? How does Rabbi Shimon know that there's an outside? Rabbi Shimon learned this light from his Rebbe, Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says, learn from me because I'm the irreducible remainder of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva taught us about Torah Sheba'al Peh. The tzaddikim say brachos, the first place in Torah Sheba'al Peh. What are the osios of brachos? Toch v'bar. Torah Sheba'al Peh reveals there is inside and there is outside. You are now living in the world of the Eitz Hadas, Tov v'Ra, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, up, down, in the shifts and the changes and the shinuyim of the Sidrei Mishnah. And in that place we learn, like Rabbi Shimon and like Rabbi Akiva, the Gamzu L'Toiva, it's all good. I have to bring Gan Eden down here. And every pasuk in the Torah is transformed into a mystical formula that opens up Shamayim. Pasach Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon opened the world for us, a world of radical affirmation at each and every moment, and we don't have to know why we can be positive. Kedai lismoch alav. Kedai lismoch alav b'shas hadchak. Metzius is a shas hadchak. Every moment in life is a shas hadchak. Kedai lismoch. We can rely on the tzaddikim. Tzaddik yisod olam. Tzaddik yisod olam. There's a light. There's a remainder from Gan Eden that remains in this world, and a person can taste it every moment they choose. With emunah, it makes no difference. We don't know anyway. Faith can't be proven, just like imagination can't be proven. Faith can't be disproven. Rabbi Shimon hedged his bet on that. He said, Hashem, you're inside and you're outside. To end with one nakuda, one of the elements that it says about Rabbi Shimon is that he was ayil v'bar. He can go up and he could exit. There were many mystics, there were many tzaddikim who could go up, but they couldn't exit. There were many tzaddikim who could stay down, but they couldn't descend. The unique nature of Rabbi Shimon is that he was able to ascend and descend. He could go inside and outside. But my Rebbe, my tzaddik, Rav Yitzchak Maya Morgenstern Shlita, he says that Rabbeinu Hananel says something different. Ayil v'bar doesn't just mean inside and outside. Bar is the Aramaic word for child, for son. Because Rabbi Shimon understood the importance of being a person in this world with family, connecting to the outside of this world, responsibility, feelings, vulnerability. The child, after the cave, Rabbi Shimon was always with his son, meaning to say that the fullest expression of Pnimiyas HaTorah is in the house, is taking out the garbage with a little bit more calmness. This is the avodah. This is the avodah. Rabbi Shimon didn't understand this when he came out of the cave at first. He still was in the ideal until he came out afterwards, after tasting hell, and he said, a Jew trying their best in this world, there's nothing more beautiful. And it's our job, those of us who are blessed to know of Rabbi Shimon and his light and are living with the revelations of that, and it's unprecedented in our door, we should believe in that. We should believe in the koyach of Rashbi. Kedai lismoch, as Rav Aaron HaGadol of Karlin said, Mi shemamin b'Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, yesh lo chizuk me'Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Mi shema'amin she'efshar lekalkel ta'amin she'efshar letaken. It's the same emunah, the emunah kol zos. If I believe in one, I have to believe in the other. If I think something is bad, then everything can be good. And this is the koyach of Rashbi. We have to believe in Rashbi. We have to believe in the Nukud of Rashbi within ourselves. Of yesh bar, but I can reveal the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu inside and outside. And that's ufaratzta yoma v'kedma tzafona v'negma emasai ka'asimar, when we live with the light of the tzaddik. And this is the secret of gal einai va'abita niflaos b'sorasecha. Gal is gal, lad BaOmer. Gal einai, reveal to my eyes va'abita, and I will gaze and see wonders from your Torah. Zat the hiligat tzaddikim, niflaos can be read as nafal os. Our letters have fallen out of Gan Eden. We're broken letters. We're piles of broken letters. But the light of Rashbi is the light of looking at that and seeing how I can elevate that broken letter. And how I can reorient the way that I understood that pasuk. That pasuk used to trigger me, but now I see it as a garden of roses. Now it brings me the smell of Gan Eden. And with this, every word becomes a place of Tchias HaMesim. B'hai Safar Yafkin Megalusa Barachamim. When the Baal HaSulam was writing his Perush on the Zohar, he was not in this world. He was not in this world. He was in an in-between place. He had the Yechudim of the Ramchal in front of him. He had the light of Rashbi to the left of him, the light of the Ari to the right of him, and with the deep belief of the unity and the unity of all tzaddikim at once. Sulam Mutzavartza V'Roshim B'Giyah Shamayma, something that's available to the lowest experience outside and the highest experience inside. And we should be zoichet to believe in it, to believe in ourselves, to believe in friends. Thank you to Rabbi Shimon's light is Hod Shebahod. It's a light of gratitude, and Hod Shebahod is also refuah. It's refuah. Zat Tehilga Yismach Yisrael. Lad BaOmer Hod Shebahod is refuah Shabatoicha refuah. Meaning to say, Rahmanu Litzlan, if a person is sick and they don't know it. The refuah Shabatoicha refuah is coming to terms with the fact that, wow, yesh bar. There's an outside to my life that I didn't recognize. And now I can start to heal. Be'ezras Hashem, we should be zoichet to gal einai va'abita neflos misorasecha. And we should feel the Tchias HaMesim that the Torah holds in every ounce of itself. Be'ezras Hashem.